Hi everyone, today we're going to take a look at the 5 best Samsung laptops in the market for this year. First, we're going to show you our 5 best picks, then we'll talk about what you should look for before buying a Samsung laptop. You can find timestamps and links to all of the products we mentioned in this video down in the description below. Let's get started. Number 5. Samsung Notebook Flash. Samsung's Notebook Flash is a unique budget laptop in that it doesn't really look like an affordable laptop. In fact, this notebook sports a rather interesting design with a keyboard layout that reminds us of the days when typewriters were in use. Not only is the design a little bizarre, but so too is the feature list. For the small price, you get a Windows 10 laptop with a fingerprint reader for Windows Hello, a whole host of ports for hooking up all your external devices and peripherals, and there's even a micro SD slot to expand the integrated 64GB flash storage. This notebook won't break any world records for performance, and you really should only use the Notebook Flash for browsing websites, checking email, drafting documents, and other light tasks, but for the price, you can't complain. Number 4. Samsung Notebook Odyssey Z. Samsung not only makes low and mid-range laptops, but also notebooks that can handle gaming. This laptop Odyssey Z model in particular houses a GTX 1060 GPU, Intel Core i7 processor, and 16GB RAM and a sleek-looking chassis, which is more than enough to handle most games. The main drawback of going with a gaming laptop is the battery life, which is never great when you have a dedicated GPU on board. It's possible to prolong a full charge by being relatively conservative with use, but be prepared to hunt down a free power outlet if you fire up any PC titles. It's possible to find other Odyssey Z models with up to 32GB of RAM and advanced NVIDIA GPUs, but you'll have to settle with older Intel CPUs in most listings. The GTX 1060 is the sweet spot for 1080p gaming, especially portable PCs where battery life can take a severe hit with more powerful internals. Number 3. Samsung Galaxy Book 2. The Samsung Galaxy Book 2 is for those who need a laptop that can be carried around and work without being tied to a Wi-Fi network or some form of LTE dongle. This laptop is powered by a Qualcomm Snapdragon CPU compatible with Windows 10, allowing you to enjoy an instant on-computing experience with built-in 4G. It looks similar to the Surface lineup of PCs too, which isn't a bad thing. Performance is solid even for a seemingly less powerful CPU than AMD or Intel counterparts. There are a few drawbacks, however, including the rather small trackpad, weak pen magnets, and the keyboard design. Number 2. Samsung Notebook 9 15. The 15-inch Notebook 9 is another great Windows laptop since it's essentially an enlarged version of the 13-inch model we selected as our favorite. With this version, it's possible to get up to an 8th generation Intel Core i7 processor, 16GB of DDR4 RAM, 1TB PCIe SSD storage, and a dedicated NVIDIA MX150 GPU. The 75-watt-hour battery will provide around 10 hours worth of uptime before needing to be topped up with a power outlet, allowing you to get work done while away from the desk. There are numerous ports available for hooking up all your favorite accessories and peripherals. The same excellent display and design are at play here, making it one laptop you'll enjoy using day in and day out. Number 1. Samsung Notebook 9 13. The 1080p display lives up to the Samsung standard when it comes to screens, and this thing is beautiful. It's bright enough to use outside, and the colors and contrast are just about perfect, so you can use it inside as well. It's pretty important to be able to use a laptop, right? Coming in at 2.2 pounds or 0.99 kilograms and 0.59 inches or 1.49 centimeters thick, the Notebook 9 is also sleek without compromising performance. You can get up to an 8th generation Intel Core i7 8550U CPU, 8GB of DDR4 RAM, and a 256GB SSD. This laptop will get you through a solid workday without breaking a sweat, and the beefy battery means you won't waste time looking for an outlet, clocking in at around 10 hours. Now that we've shown you the best Samsung laptops out there, let's talk about a few things you should look for before buying one. Size. Depending on what you plan to be doing with your next laptop, you'll want to make sure you pick the size that's right fit for you. Size isn't like RAM or ROM of a laptop, you can't upgrade it later. You're locked into whatever you select up front, so choose wisely. Screen quality. Since you'll probably end up staring at your laptop screen hours at a time, you'll probably want to make sure you get a screen that's comfortable to look at and use. To start with, you'll have to consider whether you want your next laptop to have a touchscreen. These days, touchscreens are very common and they can make some tasks easier than others. Unfortunately, they also add a glossiness to the display, which is sometimes undesirable. Glossy screens lead to reflections, which are a definite negative if you're gaming, watching content, or editing images and video content. CPU. It's hard to go past any of Intel's core-based CPUs when buying a new laptop. Think Core i3, Core i5, and Core i7. An Intel Core processor offers the best performance when it comes to multitasking and multimedia tasks. Core i3-based notebooks are generally found in entry-level systems, while Core i5 makes up the majority of mainstream computers. Core i7-based systems are for those who want the best performance from your laptop. However, note that with a Core i7-based system, heat coming through the base of the laptop can be cause for concern, especially if you plan to actually use the laptop on your lap a lot of the time.